Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to share with you guys a case of gross exploitation. So I know everyone's been talking about, from Richard Spencer to, it's been everywhere about white fertility and white people dying off and them not being able to produce offspring in a fast enough or rate that that more of them are dying than are being born. And so I stumbled across this it was one video about surrogacy, and then how YouTube gives you a bunch more videos, and I saw this commercial surrogacy where these disgusting white supremacist devils are exploiting Indian women. They're going to India and paying these women a very tiny amount of money to carry babies for them. Now, this is just disgusting. Like, I'm so irritated with these people, and I'm so frustrated. Like, how dare you? They think because they built this wealth on the backs of victims of slavery, and now they want to wave their money around, going to these developing countries and using these women as factories, as machines where they lay their disgusting, most of the time mutated genes into these women and have them try to carry a baby for them. It's like, let evolution take place, people. This is horrible exploitation. They're going over to these, these villages. They're going to villages where these women don't have running water, and they don't know anything about bank accounts and how much this money is really worth. It's so disgusting, and there's no laws regulating this. And it just, wherever wherever you turn your back, white people are doing something that's just horrible. Like, there's no way around it. There's no way to justify their actions. They're always doing something, and it's always underhanded, and it's always taking advantage of somebody else. When is this gonna stop? You're really going to, like, how is this even legal? And it's legal because the same demons that are doing this are the ones that are making the laws. Okay, and so they found a problem. We can't have babies. Our women can't hold babies. Some of them, their eggs aren't right. They're coming off with cleft palates and so many different birth defects. Even while they're using these women as surrogate mothers, they're still not, their eggs and their sperm still isn't viable a lot of times, and there's birth defects. A lot of these women are being, then forced to have abortions, and it is just traumatic mentally and physically on these women's bodies. And it's white people exploiting anybody else, anyone, so that they can get what they want, because to them, they're entitled to have babies, even though their bodies cannot produce them. They still feel this huge amount of entitlement. And then they go to these developing countries where they know these people are poor, but they know because they're melanated, They will most likely be able to carry children. They're not going to Russia. They're not going to Sweden. They're not going to these European countries to take advantage of their women. They're going to these melanated countries to take advantage of brown people. Okay? All the while they're telling you that they're better than you, that they're somehow superior, but they can't even reproduce. And so now they're going to exploitation, going to India and just like violating these people. This is disgusting. And I'm going to play some of this video just so you guys can kind of get an understanding of what I'm talking about. And I really, like, honestly, I don't understand how this is legal. Okay, they are treating these women like cattle. Like they have these, you know, a beef cattle where they go impregnate all these cows. That's what they're treating these women like. And then here, we'll throw you a little $7,000. There is no way anyone that is not super just dirt poor is going to carry a child for 42 weeks for a mere tiny little $7,000. You've got to be kidding me. I carried a child and given birth to a child, and I promise you, there is no way that anyone could come pay me $1 million to go through that again. And even if you enjoy being pregnant and you just enjoy it, it still wreaks havoc on your body. Okay, and they're thinking, these white people think, you know what, I'm white, and so I'm entitled to whatever I want. And even though all the gods are telling me that I should not have a kid, I don't deserve one, my body is a degenerate and I shouldn't have one, I'm going to go take my little fake money and go have this poor person in India. I'm going to take advantage of this person. I'm going to exploit these women. And I'm going to make them into a factory where we can continue to produce offspring, even though we shouldn't be. We're going to do as much as we can to fight this natural process of elimination, because we don't want to be eliminated. We're superior, so we need to stay here. And it's like, if you're superior, you wouldn't need a surrogate. You just wouldn't. You would be able to have your own child. Okay, I'm gonna play this. I'm really angry. I gotta tell you guys, this story is very upsetting to me, because I don't like this. I do not like the fact that no matter where you turn, it's always something new with these people. It's always something new. And I'm like, when is it gonna stop? Who's gonna stand up and say, okay, white supremacist terrorism, it's over. We're done. Okay, you guys are global terrorists running amok, and we're putting a stop to it. When is that gonna happen? Okay, because when I tell you guys these are global terrorists, that they are running amok all over the globe, terrorizing anyone that they can get their hands on, using anyone, exploiting anyone. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll poison the ocean. They'll spray chemtrails in the sky. They'll kill the bees, kill off the birds. They'll hunt things into extinction. It doesn't matter. It's always something. They have no line. There is no line that they will not cross. Okay, so when? Who's going to do something? Because it seems like right now we're all just waiting, and this is so off topic, but it seems right now that we're all just waiting for Korea to drop a nuke on us, and then maybe that'll end white supremacist terrorism. Who knows? but they're traveling around the globe, destructing pedophilia. Like, it's too much. It's too much. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to play the video.
Victoria, that we are able to do so.
Melbourne couple Carly and Bill Garakis have tried just about everything to start a family. But in 6 years, all they have to show for their efforts is heartache.
We tried IVF for 4.5 years. We did something close to 24 cycles.
24 cycles of IVF for these Caucasoid couple, and nothing in their brain clicks to say, you're not supposed to have any children. You're done. Your genes should not carry on. Okay, they can't take that. No, because my genes are superior. I'm white. I have superior genes. It doesn't matter that you know, that the world and God is telling me I should not be procreating. That my genes need to end with me. No, I'm gonna force it. I'm gonna force it. I'll do whatever it takes to force I can't just play the video.
We fell pregnant 4 times ourselves and lost all 4 babies. We ended up having our little girl, and she lived for an hour. And I think
all clues that your genetics should not go on.
The hardest part in all that was to actually see our baby in our arms, struggling to take breath. It was the most devastating time in our lives. And not to only go through it the once, we ended up going through that twice within 11 months of each other.
We are just average Australians out there, you know, struggling, working, and, you know, we want to come home and, you know, come to our family.
If it's something you really want, you will find the way to do it.
They'd already spent $100,000 on failed IVF in Australia, but the Garakises were prepared to make sacrifices and dig deeper in the quest for a family.
3, yeah, I'll get the 3 of them.
They took their savings and their dreams to India, where they found multinational surrogacy entrepreneur Mariam Kukunasvili.
Hello, namaste. We started in India 3 years ago. We had only agency, a small office, 2 employees, and doing IVF cases with another clinic. Then later on, last year, we opened our own IVF clinic.
Her India operation is showing all the signs of the success of her surrogacy centres in her name.
This here is a human puppy mill. That's what this is. This is horrible. Horrible. They would not allow people to breed dogs like this. Okay, there are stricter laws on trying to breed dogs. Okay, but these Caucasoid people, they want to, they want to go against nature. They'll fight nature. The sun is a terrorist to them. It's just not making any sense. Nothing in their head is clicking in that it's them that don't belong here. Because the farther and farther I get into their psyche and to things that they're doing, that's what's is in my head. I'm like, wow, these they really just don't belong on Earth. If everything else can survive and live and thrive, but you.
Native Georgia and another in Thailand.
There are a lot of controversies in society about reproductive issues, but I think when a couple are childless, so we cannot call that this is baby-making process. We're helping them to have families, to complete their families and have children.
She's helping fill and line her pockets. That's what she's doing. And she doesn't realize that what you're doing is prolonging global terrorism. That's what this lady's doing, and that's what is happening when these people are allowed to go to a developing country and wave around their little $7,000 to use these ladies' bodies, okay, to exploit these women that usually have children, that have families, put their health at danger, put their lives at danger, all because you feel you're entitled to a child that all the gods on earth is clearly telling you you are not entitled to. Natural selection is telling you that your genetics needs to end with you. But you can't take that. You don't agree. I have money and I'm white, so I'm entitled to having a baby. Everything that's natural on earth is telling me no, that should not be, but I will force it. I don't care if that baby, as soon as, this is the thing that they're not getting, okay? Majority of these quote unquote parents to be, when they're taking their egg and or their husband's sperm and they're putting it in these ladies' uteruses, you're still using your genetics. So a lot of them, they have miscarriages. A lot of them miscarry because you still have the two defective genetic, the egg and the sperm are from people that should not be procreating, and their genetics should have ended with them. Okay, so they're trying to force it and put it in someone else's womb, where a lot of the times they're coming out with cleft palates and heart problems and other deformities or miscarriages. And it's not, just because you want something, doesn't mean you should have it. Okay, and we're prolonging this. We're prolonging our own suffering, and we're prolonging the suffering that the environment is going through. We're prolonging global terrorism because we're helping it just to continue and to continue, and we need to just allow nature to take its place.
Tasmanians Kate and Paul Tawney have come to New Delhi in the hope of expanding their family, a sister or a brother for 4.5-year-old son Ptolemy.
Family is everything to me. I love Ptolemy almost without measure. I love him so much, and we've got more love to give. We're not complete. We just don't feel that this is it.
It's not about love, because she has a small child, and instead of her taking care of the small child that she has, she feels like, oh, but I want more, because I'm always going to want more, because that's how we are. Nothing's ever going to fulfill Caucasian person. I don't see that happening. But definitely not this person. She feels very entitled. She's not going to be fulfilled regardless, and she wants more and more and more, and she does not care at the expense of anybody. That's what she wants, and that's what she feels like she should get. We can't have a group of people that feels like they're entitled to getting what they want by any means. That is not okay.
Conventional conception or even IVF isn't an option. The birth of Ptolemy brought a medical emergency and an end to Kate's ability to conceive.
It was incredibly traumatic. I ended up having...
And I'm offended by this sad manipulating music, because I don't feel sorry for her. I don't. I wish that I would have pulled the plug. If they gave me the option to pull the plug, I would pull it, because I don't feel bad for her in any way. This is nature saying, we're done with you. You shouldn't have brought another demon onto the earth, but you chose to do that, and so we're going to get rid of you. And they should have just let her expire right here. They really should have. It was just a grave insult to nature and to all the gods for them to do this. They should have goodbye, let me pull the plug.
Seizures, and that's the last thing I can remember. When I woke up, I was told that I did have a baby. He was alive. It was a bittersweet moment because I was told, it was Paul that told me that part of keeping me alive, the only way that I was still there, the doctors had made an emergency decision to perform an emergency hysterectomy. It was the only thing that they could have possibly have done to keep me alive, and it was devastating, absolutely devastating. That was the end of my family dream. There would be no more children.
Because there shouldn't be any more children. Nature is saying, you guys are done here. You don't need to go on any further. We don't need you on Earth. The Earth doesn't need you. You're at war with everything and everybody, always causing conflict, always causing chaos and harm and sadness and despair everywhere you go. And nature is saying goodbye. Okay, so we need to stop helping them continue to terrorize. Because honestly, I'm tired of walking outside and thinking, oh yay, it's sunny, and then seeing them spraying chemtrails, and then I feel sick and I have a headache. So I don't like that. I'm over them, honestly. I'm just so far over them that it's not even funny. Everywhere I look on the internet, they're doing something sleazy. If I turn on the TV, they're killing someone. They're trying to sell students on Craigslist as slaves. Like, they're running amok. They're terrorizing everyone. And I'm so over them. I'm just over them. Like, I can't even say it enough. And I don't, like, you guys might think I'm mean, but I don't feel bad for her one bit. Not one bit. She doesn't need to procreate anymore. She shouldn't be having any kids.
I just remember bursting into tears, and yeah, it was very difficult.
She came to me one night when we were in bed and just said that, how do you feel about trying surrogacy to having another child? And I pretty much discounted it straight away. So we had a good chat about it, and then she swayed me.
Since it was legalised in 2002, commercial surrogacy in India has grown exponentially. It's now a business worth hundreds of millions of dollars, fueled in part by tax breaks to encourage medical tourism. From a couple of hundred clinics in the early years, there are now an estimated 1,500 surrogacy centres. One calculation has about 25,000 babies produced by Indian surrogates, more than 12,000 for Western clients. But a lack of clear regulation means precise figures about the scale and nature of the sector are hard to come by.
Yeah, this is not good, people. This is not good. Okay? And when we say they'll do anything to stay here, they'll do anything to continue their destructive ways, their constant acts of global terrorism. They shouldn't be reproducing. Nature's telling them they're done. But they're like, oh, we'll just go use these people. Because no one's worth anything unless they can use you. And you're only worth while they're using you. They don't care anything about these women. They could not care less about these women. They only care about getting what they want.
It's an unregulated industry. It's a mysterious industry. We do not know what's going on. It is a bazaar. Those are the things that we need to worry about.
Author and surrogacy critic Kishwar Desai investigated the Indian industry in her book, Origins of Love.
I do see surrogacy as an attack on women in many ways because it is being propagated in the absence of a law. So we do not even know whether the surrogates are being given the proper care and treatment that they deserve, or who are the parents who are coming in for this surrogacy. There is no kind of a legal framework within which it is happening.
And the thing that they're not even telling you is majority of these women don't have a choice. Okay, they have families at home, they are married, their husbands will make them do it. They don't have a choice. It's $7,000 is a lot of money to them. So they're like, these women, whether they're 18 or 15, there's no regulation. They're telling you there's no regulation. So we can be impregnating a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, it doesn't matter. Because no one's regulating us. If the husbands decide that they want to make their wife do it, they have no choice. They have to do it. So this is a huge problem. These people are going in here and exploiting these poor Indian women. And they told you who's doing it. It's the albinoids. They're doing it. They're coming over here not caring if anything's regulated, not caring if even if any of the money is going to these women, or if they're being treated well, or if they're being taken care of. They don't care. It's a means to an end, and that's it. The means to them getting what they want, to fulfill their entitlement, to continue their reign of terror. I'm only going to show you guys a little bit more of this video, and then I'm going to I'll put the link to it in the description box, and you guys can watch it later. It's because clearly it's, you know, it's pretty long. But here, I'll just play a little bit more, and we'll talk about it.
Kate and Paul have decided against a surrogacy clinic. They've hired a local lawyer and directly engaged a surrogate. Her name is Nasni, a New Delhi local in her early 20s, married with 2 children of her own.
What she was doing was a huge thing. We didn't want her to feel that we're exploiting her in any way. I just feel that this way we are reducing the degree of exploitation.
She knew that she was exploiting her. They know that the whole time. That's why she said it, because she knows. She knows where her heart is at.
Exploitation as much as we can. That's really sweet. It's gorgeous.
Nasni will get more money than many clinic surrogates, and during pregnancy will be able to stay at home with her children. Clinic surrogates are routinely placed in group houses until they're ready to deliver.
To me, it sounded a little bit like a puppy farm. And that will probably annoy a lot of people to say that, because a lot of people have had great success from these places, but
it's just like a puppy farm, and they're not doing anything better. One would ask them, why didn't you stay in your country and hire one of your women that's your own race to carry your child? Why not do that? Because I assure you, they could have just as well in England went online, or in Australia and went online and found a surrogate right there in their neighborhood that is a Caucasian like they are, that and exploited her and used her womb if they didn't want to exploit anyone. We can go and Google Australia right now and find a surrogate.
to me, that's just how it felt and how it sounded.
Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. So the injections are going to start from today. I think I'm aware Paul can
say no when something like this comes up.
I just wanted to
At home with her husband and 2.
I wanted to skip past that because it's just them sitting in an office discussing what's gonna go on.
Boys of her own. Now she's moved into the clinic's surrogacy house under medical supervision. She'll earn around $7,000 for carrying the twins.
I can make out they're good size, aren't they? Really good.
Are we...
Now, I just want to tell you, okay, they're paying her $7,000 to carry twins. If you look up the average cost of surrogacy in America is $70,000. Okay, but they're not exploiting these women. They just coincidentally wanted to go to India to have someone carry their baby. And that 70,000 is for a single birth. 70. And that's dollars. So if you go to England, you're going to pay in pounds, which is way more money, and you're still going to pay about 70. But they're not exploiting these women, and he didn't want to feel, you know, they didn't want to feel like they were exploiting. But we're just going to pay you $7,000, which is less than we paid, you know, for our eating out last year. But it's okay. It's worth your entire body and your health. And anyone who has went through a pregnancy knows how much it wreaks havoc on your body. It's not fun. It's disgusting.
Make sure surrogate mothers are near delivery hospital from 7th month, because sometimes delivery occurs earlier from 7th or on 8th month. So it's better, especially if baby delivers premature. We need very good hospital with proper equipment. This cannot be organized.
And you see who's leading this like, I don't even know what to call it, neonatal meal. I don't know, because puppies, dog meals get treated better than this.
But they have been brainwashed, and because they are so poor, this is the kind of money they will never see in their.
This is their living environment. They couldn't even pay for them to have an actual bed. They're on a little tiny metal cot stacked side by side. This is the living condition. But they don't want to feel like they're exploiting these people. Seriously? This is how you're treated to carry their child. You don't even get your own tiny little room. Jail rooms are bigger than this. Have less crowdedness in this.
Entire lives. You know, they earn as little as 1,000 rupees a day, 2,000 rupees a day. How can they ever hope to say no when something like this comes up? And when their husbands are the first ones to say, please go out there and have this child because it'll make a huge difference to our family. How can she say no?
This is definitely an opportunity. A poor lady who has a dream of living in her house of her own or educating her children, and
this is a human rights violation on such a global scale. This is my problem with mainstream media. Where's CNN? Where is Fox News? Where is NBC? Where's women's rights activists? Where are they? Is this not a problem? This is why I'm against feminism and the women's right marches and moves. They only care about white people. That's it. You don't see any. Where's the feminists? Where's the feminist movement? Where's the outcry? This is horrible. I just can't. I can't even watch anymore because I'm getting really, really upset that this is being allowed. And when I say white supremacy is terrorism, I'm gonna just keep giving you guys examples so that you guys can see. I think everybody needs to get it in their head so that you understand that it's not about white people walking around with sheets on their head or waving the Confederate flag. It goes much, much, much deeper than that, okay? This is ingrained in every part of who they are, everything that they do, their minds, their bodies, their soul. It's just this infection of evilness and terrorism and disregard for everybody else's existence and life, disregard for nature and the ocean and fish and you know, the sky, and there's just a total disregard for every single thing in existence, where you can use people as nothing. Just, you're gonna carry as a incubator for your spawn of Satan. This is not okay. It should not be going on. And this is why I'm exposing this. And please, guys, please share this. Everybody needs to see this. This is a human rights violation. This is maternal slavery. This should not be going on. They're constantly going into melanated countries and exploiting and abusing people. They could be in their own countries. They're surrogates all up in Europe, and they could be there, but they don't want to. They want to go exploit melanated people. That is their goal, is to destroy, seek and destroy anything melanated, anything natural, anything, you know, that coincides and can coexist with the planet. They want to destroy it. So there's that. Anyways, I'm over this. I'm too angry. Like, I'm trying not to be angry, but I'm getting really upset right now. And yeah. So thank you guys for watching this. Please, please, please share this video on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, thank you for everyone that has supported me on Patreon, and I will put my link to the Patreon account on the comment section, and I will put the link to this video in the description box so that anyone that wants to watch it can watch it in its entirety. Also, there's a whole bunch of other videos. There's this video, you know, from CNN, and some other really sad stories that I saw of women, you know, being forced to have abortions. There's a lot of stuff that's coming that's kind of integrated with this story. So if you guys wanted to do any more investigation, you know, there's stories all up and down this section. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel, and I will see you on the next video.